In the beginning, God. In the beginning, God. That means the source of an end, the source of a good end is in the beginning. For you to talk about a glorious end, how did you begin? So, the first point I want every one of us to see into the heart of God is God first. Tell somebody, God first. Tell the next person, God first. I have come to realize and see and ask myself, why do God always want it first? You serve whatever you make first. Whatever you make first in your life is God over your life. Whatever takes the first place in your life rules your life. Whatever takes the first in your life becomes a God over your life and drags the place of God over your life. And the glory of God cannot be shared with any other thing that takes its place in your life. Because one thing I've come to know or understand, that God can take only the first place or no place else. God cannot take a second place, neither will God take the last place. Instead of God to take the last place, God will not take a place at all. So many people come and become so busy shouting hallelujah and praying, and God has no place in their life, whereby they think God has a place in their destiny. Because if God cannot have the first place, he cannot have any place. If God has the first place, he can have all the places. Because it's what takes the first place that takes the total place. If God cannot have the God place in you, the first place is the God place. Write it down. The first place is what? Is the God place. For you to get the heart of God, God must get your heart. If God cannot get your heart, you cannot get his heart. If God cannot get your heart, you cannot get his heart. Because when you give God your heart, you give God your first. Because in the creation of man, even a baby, the first thing that manifests is not the leg. The first thing that manifests is not the head. The first thing that manifests in a baby is no other part but the heart. If you want the first from God and the best from God, you must give God the first and the best. What is first in your heart rules your life. What is first in your life rules your life. Whatever you bow to, whatever you take first, that thing you bow to. And things bow to you by what you bow to. Things don't bow to you. Situations don't bow to you. Conditions don't bow to you because you look nice, because you look pretty. The devil does not look at your makeup, neither does he look at your high heels, neither does he look at how beautiful you are. The devil look at who do you submit to. It is what you submit to that submits to you. It is what you bow to that bows to you. If you bow and make God the first, bowing to God, the earth will bow to you. Because if a man bows to God, men will bow to him. It is what you bow to that determines the powers that will submit to you. It is the power you submit to that will determine the door that will be opened unto you. It is the power you submit to that will determine your orchestration in the realms of the spirit. Many people say, I love God, but in their heart, God is not even in the first 10 places. If you ask them, what do you need? What do you want to do? They line up all their plans, and you check all their plans. There is no place for God. If there is no place for God, there will be no place for you in destiny. Your place in destiny is in your placing of God in your life. If God is placed in a right form in your life, God gives his angel charge over you to place you in destiny.